Hey friends, Karen Basket DIYer here. Today I'm going to be showing you how I came up with this awesome tie-dye tumbler. Guys, I didn't just do this on my own. I had some help from a couple of amazing tumbler makers, YouTubers. So I'm going to definitely be giving those ladies a shout out. So anyways, I think you're going to be in for a little surprise on this one coming from me. So anyways, just stay tuned, follow along, and I will walk you through the steps and show you how to create a beautiful tie-dye tumbler.
So here are the paints I'm going to be using for this tie-dye tumbler. These are Craft Smart acrylic paints from Michaels, and they're all fluorescent except for the purple violet. And then I have a couple of little art brushes, really thin little ones that I'm going to be switching out depending on, how I want my paint to spread. You guys, I did it again. I completely forgot to push record for this first part. Anyways, you basically can just take a highlighter and maybe map out where you want your design to be, or you can just go for it. And that's what I did. I just decided to take my pink and just start making the swirl and then continued on with each color. Basically, you just kind of want to string out your brush strokes, make them very wispy looking. No precision, no perfection needed because it is tie-dye. Tie-dye is not perfect. And just spiral out from there. At first, I thought I got my spiral a little too tight, but it ended up being just about right. You can just kind of play around with your design. Like I said, if you use a highlighter to start your spiral in the very beginning and lay out your pattern, you can kind of just see where it's going to land and end up. Right here, you can see I'm trying to seam it all together. And, they're not going to be perfect by any means because what tie-dye is. You may have to go back and fill in spots and gaps, and that's okay.
Okay, so I have been putting off doing a tie-dye because every video that I've watched really seemed pretty painstaking, but I just did it. And I'm going to give a shout out to Megan at Fine Designs by Megan. That's the original tutorial I watched, and she does a really great job explaining it. And I feel like I did a pretty decent job with this. The bottom is just, kind of melded together. And my seam isn't perfect, but that's okay. I am considering adding the leopard to it, like a lot of people have done, but I'm not certain. I'm gonna just kind of let this sit for a little while and let me just kind of make a decision on that, just kind of see what I'm feeling. I'm excited to get epoxy and glitter on it because I think it's really gonna pop. But anyways, it's not quite as hard as you might think. Okay, you guys, so I know just a little while ago, whenever I was showing you the finished cut, well, the finished painting part of the tie-dye, I mentioned that I couldn't wait to get the epoxy on it. Well, I'm actually in the process of transitioning into Crystalac products, Brite Tone to be exact. Epoxy is great. I absolutely love epoxy. I have my favorites. I started developing just like some little issues, itchy spots on my skin and a little bit of a cough and just headaches. So I am really, and that was using a respirator, having my window open, fans going, all that jazz. So I am really wanting to get away from epoxy if at all possible. Who knows? I may still use epoxy for some cups on a rare occasion, and then definitely this Brite Tone for cups like this. I have one cup that is almost complete with the Brite Tone, and I'm really excited about that. So it's just super great because you can put it on with your bare hands. You don't have to wear PPE equipment. It's awesome. So I have decided that I'm gonna go ahead and tackle this tie-dye tumbler with the Brite Tone. And it's super cool because you can just transfer it into this little squirt bottle. It's like from the dollar store. But transfer it into this and then apply it, like I said, directly with your hand. But I am going to use a little medicine cup, put some Brite Tone in here and some of my white diamond mica powder to give the whole cup a shimmer. I had talked about putting glitter on there, like a cheap glitter maybe, just to bring out a lot of sparkle, but I think that the mica powder is gonna give the same effect and be super shiny, super sparkly. And then I'm gonna be doing something else to the cup after this Brite Tone cures for 4 hours. And then I'll be able to put another layer on. And yeah, you do have to put a few extra layers on versus the epoxy, but I'm not hating on epoxy. It's not totally working for me. So it doesn't take much Crystalac at all. You're not supposed to shake it, but I just kind of like swirl it around here in the bottle. And it's not gonna take much at all. Like, you're probably gonna be shockingly surprised how little it takes per coat. Like I said, you do have to coat a little more often. If this is not enough, I will add more. Not a big deal, not a big deal. And then my white diamond mica powder, just gonna add maybe like that much. Might have to add more Brite Tone. Yeah, I probably will. And the cost is about the same. So that's why I was okay with trying this. And I just really feel like health benefit wise, it's gonna be great. So you literally apply this with your hands. I definitely didn't mix enough. Well, maybe. Nope, I didn't. I'm still learning the product. I said that, and I've got 2 cups in the works actually. But I've watched tons and tons and tons of tutorials, and I feel like it's gonna be pretty simple to make the switch. You just kind of have to, like one of the tutorials I watched, they said, you know, just act as though you're learning a whole new craft. Don't try to compare it to epoxy too much. But so far I am loving this. No headaches, no cough. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I probably don't know the answers just yet, but like I said, I've been researching and watching. Ooh, this is actually giving it like a pearl look. Very pretty. And it's self-leveling, and I don't have to keep my room at a ridiculous hot temperature all day. I mean, you don't want to have the AC blaring, but overall you can just keep your room at, like, I want to say 74 degrees is a pretty decent temperature for it to dry. And it needs 4 hours, and then after 4 hours I can apply another coat. And after every 3rd coat, you just lightly sand in between coats and then apply another. And then you just make the decision on when you feel like it's smooth enough. Okay. It's looking a little streaky. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. It just needs to self-level, but ooh, that's really pretty. And I'm just gonna go wash my hands off with soap and water now.
So I decided to do the power wash technique on this TieDye tumbler. It was a super, super humid day out whenever I did this. And whenever I poured my water on, the paint started separating, my spray paint started separating. So I washed it off, tried again. Okay, you guys, this is attempt number 3 to power wash this cup. There's an ant crawling on it. I super panicked because the power wash was not sticking. Well, the paint was not sticking to the Crystalac layer. So I reached out to Allison at Allison Crafts, and she gave me a little tip. She said to try using clear spray paint over this before doing the power wash. So I quickly sprayed a clear coat over it, let that dry, and now then I'm going to be attempting the power wash again. So wish me luck, cross your fingers, third time's a charm. Okay, so much better. It actually stuck that time. Yeah, earlier the paint was just, the white power wash was just washing right off. So the trick was definitely using clear spray paint over the top. And I just used the Rustoleum 2 times, I believe a matte finish maybe. So, okay. Mission accomplished. Thank you so much, Allison. You saved my cup. And now I just need to let this dry for 24 to 48 hours, and then I can move on to my next layer of Crystalac. Really loving this stuff, you guys. After my power wash was nice and dry, I applied another layer of the Crystalac Brite Tone and allowed that to dry for 4 hours, and then moved into my first time of sanding. So I just used 400 grit sandpaper and went over this really well. And now then I'm going to be on my last coat of Crystalac Brite Tone. So this cup has been a lot of fun, and I was really debating on whether or not to put a saying on it, and I think I'm just going to leave it blank in case someone wants it personalized. I know it may seem like a lot of confusion with the application and the layering and the sanding and all that jazz, but I will leave a detailed description of my exact steps and process in the description below, so be sure to check that out so you can know exactly what I did. You know, obviously, depending on if you're using glitter or anything with texture on your cup, you're obviously going to have to add a couple of more layers, but like I had mentioned earlier, it's totally worth it to me to not have to deal with headaches, cough, itching, all that jazz. So anyways, I do appreciate you watching. I hope you will stick with me through this whole process. Like I said before, I may still use epoxy here and there. But anyways, I hope that you will like, subscribe, follow, and ring that bell for future Tumbler tutorial notifications. And know that you can still achieve this same look by using epoxy. Thanks so much for watching.